Good morning, South Pointe graduates, family, friends, and guests. Welcome to South Pointe High School graduating ceremony for the graduating class of 2020. It is my distinct privilege to stand before you this morning to honor, celebrate, recognize these graduates. At this time, I would like to acknowledge these team members and distinguished guests assembled here with us today to be a part of this ceremony. I ask you would please stand when your name is called, and please hold all applause till everyone has been recognized. Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Bill Cook. Members of the board, Chairman Helena Miller. Vice Chairman Terry Hutchinson. Board member Wendy Cole. Board member Mildred Douglas. Board member Brett Falkenberry. Board member Robin Owen. Board member Elizabeth Ann Reed. Chief Academic Officer Dr. John Jones. Chief Operation Officer Tony Cox. Chief Strategic Planning, Engagement, and Program Support Dr. Luann Kokolis. Dr. Tanya Campbell, Chief Personnel Officer. Terry Smith, Chief Financial Officer. Jennifer Morrison, Executive Director of Secondary Schools. Dr. Missy Brakefield, Executive Director of Elementary Schools. Dr. Keith Wilkes, Executive Director of Student Services. Dr. Joya Holmes, Executive Director of Professional Learning and Choice Programs. Mr. Ron Rivera, Director of Applied Technology Center. Dr. Nancy Turner, Director of Special Services. Ms. Shannon Reed, Assistant Director of Alternative Programs. South Pointe High School Assistant Principals, Anthony Thomas, Kanisha Williams, Kay Runyons, and Dr. Marshall. Give these district and school leaders a hand for their time, talents, dedication to our students as they take their seats. Will the faculty and staff of South Pointe High School please stand at this time? As principal of South Pointe High School, I want to thank you for your hard work, commitment, dedication to our vision, mission, students, and families. You have championed our success during our 2019-2020 school year. You have engaged, empowered, inspired our students in the academics, extracurricular, athletics to ensure our graduates are well prepared when they depart the classroom to South Pointe High School. Your time, understanding, compassion, even in the midst of the world's global pandemic, have provided our students with experiences, knowledge, and skills needed to complete globally. As they remain focused, poised, and well prepared, thank you to the South Pointe High School faculty and staff. You may be seated. I am also mindful that many of our graduates have spent their entire K-12 careers matriculating through the schools of Rock Hill. In doing so, their elementary and middle school principals, leaders, and teachers have had a tremendous impact on getting them to this point today. Thank you to the Rock Hill educators for their contributions you've made to our 2020 graduates. Let's give them a hand. Lastly, I want to acknowledge and thank groups of individuals whom you hardly see in the front of our schools or students, but their work is important to our student success. The South Pointe High School and the Rock Hill School District operations, technology, maintenance, food service, custodial, and transportation department, thank you for your hard work and dedication you provide every day to our students. Please join me in giving them an applause. At this time, I want to remind the family and friends who have joined us today to celebrate to please help us to maintain the order and the honor of our ceremony by holding your applause and not standing or shouting until all the diplomas have been awarded. Though we realize that all of us are feeling much joy for our graduates during the ceremony, we ask that you not disrupt the ceremony with noise, applause, standing, or gestures as a single celebration until all students have received their diploma. Doing so will prevent our families from hearing their graduate's name called or from seeing them cross the stage. Uniformed officers are positioned to help assist us to maintain order of this ceremony. When the last graduate is announced, all the diplomas have been awarded, I will then ask that everyone please stand with me and congratulate the class of 2020. At that time, you may feel free to rejoice and demonstrate gestures of celebration for all of our graduates. Lastly, as we join here today, we are all aware of the COVID-19 pandemic that has plagued our state, nation, and world. To ensure we continue to comply with all CDC, SCDHEC, and the Rock Hill Schools safety and security guidelines, please maintain 6 feet of social distancing at all times, refrain from gathering or leaving your seat to take pictures. We ask you limit all movement and follow the guidance and prompts of our ushers. If you leave for any reason, please make that request and they will assist you. Family and friends are not allowed on the field for any reason during or after our ceremony. Once the ceremony is over and graduates depart the field, we will ask that guests remain seated and you will be released by sections. Thank you for your cooperation. And now to the South Pointe High School class of 2020. As a young child growing up in Mississippi, I was fascinated with cars. I recall sitting on my grandmother's porch at age 9 and 10 playing a simple game called That's My Car. This game allowed me to pick and claim the cars that passed by as my own as they rolled past my grandmother's house. Now you can imagine all types of cars would drive by, small cars and large cars, cars with tops and diesels, Scooby-Doo vans and cars like the Dukes of Hazzard and Knight Rider, pickup trucks, an occasional Mustang would drive by, and even the Cadillacs with the diamond in the back and the sunroof top. My imagination not only had me behind the wheels of these cars that I chose, but I could see into the future when I one day would test drive and purchase my very own car. Not knowing that day will be at age 24 when I purchased my first car in 1998 for $2,458.12. It was a 10-year-old 1988 Toyota Camry, alloyed wheels, two-tone paint, dark blue inside, baby blue outside, AM/FM radio with cassette, power windows, power steering, and a real spare tire. Now you can imagine I was proud of the blue Cam I affectionately called my car. And just like most of us, when we purchased a car, I was afforded the opportunity to test drive my car. As with any test drive, I was able to determine what I liked or didn't like about this car. If it had cruise control, was the AC working properly? Were the tires in good condition? Were the seats comfortable? Or was the motor in great condition? The test drive gave me a broad picture, a bird's eye view of how the car would perform and be of value and good use to me in the future. It gave me a glimpse of my future reality and how it would allow me to navigate and charter the roads under my conditions. Though this car was not a car you ever wanted to purchase because of its broken antenna, its shattered rearview mirror, and the missing headlight. Unknowingly at the time, these factors of a beat-up car I purchased that appeared to be obstacles were the very factors that helped me shape my adult outlook. That broken rearview mirror made me understand to always focus on where you're going instead of what's behind you, because the smallest view of your life is behind you and the biggest window of opportunity is what's ahead. The broken antenna allowed me to turn off the noise around me and tune in and turn on the spirit within me. And the missing headlight that I perceived to obstruct my view only allowed me to sharpen my focus and my vision on my path ahead. In the words of Dr. Cook, if you would allow me, Dr. Cook, to remix your phrase, it's your vision 2020 for your life. You have to see it. So the car's test drive actually gave me a reality of the life's test journey. Yes, the life's test journey. You see, a test journey is that glimpse of a moment in time where you experience moments in your life that comes unexpectedly. It disrupts your normal existence. It challenges your status quo. It moves you to be challenged where you throw in the towel and become paralyzed in the moment and never beyond that state of existence, because life's challenges has its vice grips on your hopes, dreams, and progress. In those times, you feel that life has smothered you for the moment and you cannot breathe. Or you can set your shoulders back, lift your chin, hold your head high, and use those experiences for motivation to become the better you. You seize the test drive for fuel and the opportunity to sharpen your skills, values, direction, and purpose. With the promise of the start of the school year around the corner back in August, the aroma of Friday night games misting in the air, college visits and senior pictures on your schedule, the anticipation of being the top stallions on campus when the doors reopen were all a part of your thoughts. Many of you, like myself, received before school started on August 8, 2019, a phone call. You had received the news that a fellow stallion, Savion White, had passed away in a car accident. In the twinkle of an eye, what appeared to be just a moment in time became the beginning of your test drive. As the days quickly passed and the school doors opened, the joy of joining your friends again and meeting in the gallery for that morning chat, going to the Northwestern and Rock Hill High football games and becoming city champs seemed to whisk away an unsettling spirit and feeling you had. But then suddenly, on September 6, 2019, we all got the news of your classmates, Quan and Lillian, who were killed in a tragic accident. You were lost for words to explain how you felt, yet you stood strong. You grappled with how this could be, but you believed. You felt the hurt, however, the joy of friends and family filled your spirit. Once again, your test journey has now begun to take full shape more than you would know. Fast forward to March 12th, 2020. Spring was definitely in the atmosphere. Many of you were finalizing your college choices. Several had wrapped up orders for your caps and gown for this very day. Stallion ladies, you began to make selections for your prom dresses. Stallion gentlemen, you were secretly planning their prom proposals. Some approved, endorsed, and even funded by yours truly. We were transitioning out of winter sports as our Lady Stallions basketball team had made a second run at the state title, and the wrestling team competed for the state championship for the second straight year. Spring sports were gearing up. Many of you were waiting for the close of the third quarter, which marks the official season of senioritis. Suddenly, we all began to quickly gain an understanding of this new yet global, rapidly spreading virus called COVID-19. We began to plan for school closure, not knowing that March 12th would be your last day to even walk the halls of South Pointe High School as a student. And suddenly, with the blink of an eye, with the gas of your breath, your senior days walking through the halls of South Pointe High School had ended. One unknown Stallion senior sent to me a poem in mid-April. And I imagine this poem described how many of you felt during this time. I want to read this heartwarming poem to you. It was titled, "The Spirit of the Stallion." I miss the echoes of your sounds as words of thousand stallions' voices fill you. Excitement, fun, humor, eagerness, anticipation, optimism, cheer often saddens me as it fills the air. While your bells move us through the halls to the next academic arena, which awaits an opportunity of learning only stallion teachers can provide. Voices of your spirit I often think of. Words spoken of your leader, Dr. Conner, I often hear. I see images of him giving yet another long and inspirational speech to a classmate. Thoughts of your class, or thoughts of my classes where I engaged, empowered, and was inspired to learn the South Pointe way. The warmth of your spirit, the touch of your hand guided me through the discoveries of college, career, and military readiness. The safety of your arms protected me. The words of encouragement, motivation, and correction by your teachers I still feel. The support, love, and care that travels in your atmosphere and shown by each staff and assistant I dearly miss. Halls in South Pointe High School, I daydream of your yells and the whisper of the crowd at the games as a cheer for you. Your spirit that ignites us with another game victory I long for. The unknown day takes my breath away and saddens me, dear South Pointe, wondering when will we be together again? When will I smile in your presence? The words of our alma mater rings loud in my ear as I lie here in my bed. Red and silver, your colors will never fade as time goes by. We're proud to stand for excellent honor as stallions of South Pointe High. As I'm saddened, suddenly a sense of joy, happiness, excitement overtakes me as I remember how much South Pointe High School has prepared me for a time like this. I know I am strong, full of wisdom, and have the drive, determination, and willpower that only South Pointe High School stallions are made of. I am the spirit of the stallion. And where I am, the stallion spirit would also be. I am the spirit of South Pointe High School stallions. That was written by an unknown 2020 graduate that was sent to me back in April. Stallion seniors, this year has truly been a year to remember for a lifetime with ups and downs. Upon first observation, many of the challenges, barriers, and hurdles and mountains you have climbed as a 2020 graduate seem unsurmountable. One would think that barriers and burdens like COVID-19 were here to distort, prohibit, or halt your progress down your life's journey. Some would even think that our current COVID-19 pandemic aligns to a cosmological complexities of our world and wonder how did we arrive at this moment. Well, class of 2020, this is your test journey. As I mentioned earlier, a test journey is an opportunity to use what's intended for your bad and fuel it for your good. So class of 2020, I'm here to share with you the challenges that you've experienced this school year and that's unprecedented and that shook your senior year. It's up to you to make the best of it. It may be a divinely opportunity similar to the purchase of my first car. That's your test journey. The tools you need to prepare you for what's to come ahead. Once you walk across the stage and prepare you, your next dimension in life is what this may be. So what appears to be barriers and instructions and roadblocks are actually tools you have acquired and may use for your development, growth, and ultimate success. What are you saying, Dr. Conner? Well, I'm saying that COVID-19 has just given you the accelerated crash course for 9 weeks on how the world may change forever and how you, as intelligent members of Class 2020, will usher in the new ways we will operate in our society. You will be the generation to maintain the traditions of our families, the relationships, the care for others, what is fair, what is just, what is right, while soaring to new heights not seen by mankind. I'm reminded that you are a generation that have already gained exponential knowledge of what a global lens would be in the world's perspectives when darker days existed. You were born and crawled through the post-9/11 era where the fabrics of safety and security were woven into society like never before. You played through your elementary years in the most dramatic big business and housing recession the country's ever seen. And now, you're walking through graduation with the greatest global pandemic known to mankind. Many moments in your life has been a test journey. Your mere existence illuminates your resilience, tenacity, and never quit persona. Now is your time to lift off to a journey of success that you are destined to be. The question that many of you probably have in your psyche is, where do I go from here? Well, class of 2020, that's quite simple. Go forth and use your experiences, skills, and desires to be who you were called to be. However, what's difficult is how do you do that? How do you use your test journey to get there? I challenge each of you as you transition from this place Recalibrate yourselves. Position your mirrors, fire your engines, buckle in, and set your navigation on a journey only you can chart for yourselves. As you leave South Pointe High School Stallions, class of 2020, we want to recognize your many accomplishments and mark your place on South Pointe High School. Here are our following accomplishments for the class of 2020. In the academics and arts and athletics, 65 graduates completed a minimum of 4 units in an approved college and career study, and 15 have been inducted to the National Honor Society. 91 members of this class are Gold Seal endorsement recipients. 16 are designated as graduating with honors, and 35 are designated as graduating with highest honors. 60 seniors took advanced placement exams, 7 recognized as AP scholars, and 9 AP scholar candidates. 43 seniors worked toward college and career in over 16 different college courses. 14 have taken the IB program. 60 seniors have completed the requirements to receive the South Pointe High School On Point program. Over 135 seniors will attend a 2 or 4 year college after graduating. 10 will go into the military. Senior Sam Buckley was accepted into Clemson University's Eureka Engineering Research and Development program, and Sam was the part of the distinct first graduating class of the government schools with an impressive 5.07 GPA. And lastly, the class of 2020 earned $8.1 million in scholarships for this year. Give them a hand, please. In addition, the contributions of the accomplishments of South Pointe also reign in the arts, extracurricular, and athletics. South Pointe High School Student Council received the Gold Honor Council Award, the highest ranking council award in the state of South Carolina. The South Pointe Impulse magazine received superior ratings in the South Carolina Scholastic Press Association and won all-state ratings for visual arts. The South Pointe Spin News won over 30 awards at the SC Scholastic Press Association Conference, including a superior rating and first place in review. The Band of Thunder made its 13th straight appearance to the finals with a superior rating. The South Pointe Chorus had a superb year while participating in many local and state events. 2 students were awarded and distinguished honor, all-state honor choir. The Stallion Theater Department competed in the SC chapter of the International Thespian Society and won superior in groups acting, duet acting, and solo performance. South Pointe High School robotics team finished 4th in South Pointe robotics competition in SC and 3rd in the Motivation Award in South Carolina. South Pointe High School placed 1st in the group documentary for the SC National History Day competition and qualified for the national competition. 4 students placed 3rd in the group exhibit category. Despite a cancellation of the spring season this year, the athletic program still had the following accomplishments. 51 scholar athletes made their all-region teams and 6 were named to all-state teams. There were 6 region champions and 1 4-state runner-up champion. There was 1 individual state champion, 6 region coaches of the year, 11 who competed in and participated in the playoffs, 13 student athletes signed letters of intent, and 54 student athletes were recognized by the South Carolina High School League as a scholar athlete for maintaining a 3.5 GPA or higher and lettered in 2 or more sports. In the fall sports, the cheer competition placed 1st out of 17 state and local competitions. The volleyball team had 1 all-state player. Girls swimming, 6 qualified for the 4A state championship. Boys swimming, 6 qualified for the 4A state boys championship. Girls golf, 1 qualified for the 4A state championship, and the girls cross country placed 5th at the 4A state championships. And lastly, the boys cross country, there was 1 qualifying member for the state championship. For the winter sports, girls basketball became the 4A state runner-up, 3 all-region players, 1 region player of the year. Senior Randy Neal reached her 1,000-point career mark at South Pointe High School. Coach Stephanie Butler Graham was named the SC Athletic Coach of the Year for the Athletic Coach Association and the Herald Coach of the Year. The wrestling team had six all-region wrestlers and 1 individual championship, 7 qualified for 4A state, and 1 all-state wrestler. The spring sports. With the closure of COVID-19 on March 16th, all spring sports were canceled. Though our scholar athletes did not participate, they still demonstrated the mission of the athletic department where champions are made. At this time, I do want to recognize those scholar athletes, so when I call your team sport, please stand at this time. Boys and girls soccer, boys and girls track, boys golf, softball, if you would please remain standing, softball and baseball. Please give them a hand for their commitment and excellence as they take their seats. In closing, South Pointe High School class of 2020, you have cemented your place in South Pointe High School history forever. Memories of you and your spirit will always remain. You will be one of the most remembered classes in South Pointe High School history. You have endured, persevered, and left your mark. The classrooms, hallways, parking lots, fields, courts will always remember your spirit. Our community, state, nation, and world will be a different place because of the class of 2020. We are immensely proud of what you have done and even more of who you will become. No matter where you go, beyond this place, whichever college, military, career you choose, always use your test journey to motivate you for your success in life. As I look into the future, I see bright days ahead. We're leading our ever-changing world, our 2020 stallions, galloping ahead and leading the charge. And no, red, silver will never fade as times go by. You would always stand for excellence and honor as stallions of South Pointe High. Congratulations, class of 2020. We love you. Thank you.